G'day viewers, it's Dave here again from Backtrails Territory. This morning I'm going to be doing a review on a number of the small lightweight stoves that I carry on occasion. Usually I carry a methylated spirits Trangia type stove, but on other occasions I opt for one of the other stoves in my collection. I'm currently out at the campfire area of the Bush Law Survival Tracking and Bushcraft School in Queensland, Australia. And the cicadas are quite loud in the background. I'm pretty sure you can hear them. Not much I can do about that. It's the joys of being out in the bush. Anyway, the first stove I'm going to kick off with is probably the most lightweight one you will ever encounter, and that's the Esbit Titanium. Simply comes in a small drawstring bag. And the stove itself is basically three titanium legs with a small solid fuel holder. The total weight of this beast is a whole 1.1 grams, or for the foreigners out there, 0.4 of an ounce. And you probably don't get much more lightweight than this. And as I said, basically it's a holding area for a solid fuel stove. It's made for the Esbit larger solid fuel, with three legs coming off it to sit on the ground and to hold your pot up. In these reviews I'm not going to be doing a burn test or lighting them or anything. It's just simply to show you a couple of the options that are out there. And I'll get this one down on the ground now so you can have a look at how it gets set up. Okay, here we have it. I'm sure you're all familiar with solid fuel. That's the Esbit style, can actually be broken down into smaller tabs if need be. But basically, that simply goes there. Light it, and you're away. It's robust enough to take a number of different containers. I'm still drinking my morning cup of tea here, but basically, adjust the pot rest area for the appropriate size. That's a titanium mug. So you can basically boil your cup of tea directly on that in the morning, as I do quite often. Also take some of the larger pots out there. This one's another one of my favourites, the Habilis Market. I'll be doing a review on that a bit later. But as you can see, larger pot, no dramas at all. And slightly even larger still, this is the 900ml solo pot. From my solo stove, and again. Now, I've said before, I'm not going to go into burn times. As you're well aware, they vary greatly on your altitude, weather, temperature, that kind of thing. And you'll be well aware of how long a solid fuel tab lasts in your own environment. Obviously with this in windy conditions, you are going to need some kind of shield around the outside to stop the wind from carrying over the flame effect. But basically for something that'll fit in your pocket, you can carry the stove and a couple of those tabs in. You've got enough easily for a day trek to sort of boil your noodles, boil a small meal, and certainly boil a couple of cups of tea or coffee. So that's it for the Esbit Titanium. Okay, second stove up for review this morning is another Esbit. This time it's the stainless steel with the designation CS75S. It's dual fuel, and that it will burn either solid fuel tablets or a standard methylated spirits burner, provided that the burner has this the raised lip around the edge, which most of them tend to have these days. Now, the unit itself very, very compact. It folds flat, as you can see. It's 4 parts, and it comes in a reasonably robust nylon case, Velcro closure with a belt loop. Dimensions on these, for weights, it comes in at 93 grams or 3.3 ounces, and measurements 12 centimetres by 11, or about 5 by 4.5 inches. The unit itself is simply 4 pieces of stainless steel with the 3 sides, which come together in a triangle formation, and a base plate, which you use only with the solid fuel. You'll see the base plate there is recessed. That perfectly fits a Esbit solid fuel tablet. If you're using it in the methylated spirits configuration, you don't need that base plate. Now in theory these go together pretty quick. They're flat, there's a little bit of spring in them. You'll notice there's each of the three pieces is identical, has slots at one end and a sort of flange at the other end. Rationale being, with the pot holder on top, simply put those together, slots through, and they hinge together like so. In my experience, these do tend to come apart during assembly quite often. No dispersions towards Esbit, it is a quality piece of gear. If you were doing this in a cold climate, as in with very cold hands or trying to use gloves, I think you'd have a little bit of difficulty putting it together. Once it's actually locked in together though, there's no dramas with it. So I find it easier when doing the last one to simply put one edge on the side to lock in, like so. Just double check they're all locked together, and there we have it. Lastly, if we're using it with the metal flange, the metal base plate, we simply put that through. You'll notice on each side there's another slot. Basically, once you've got the base plate on the inside, the edge of the base plate will protrude through there, locking it in. So quickly demonstrate how that fits in. Like so. And simply pop your fuel tablet on there and your pot on top. If you're going to set it up with the methylated spirits configuration, you simply don't put the base plate in. And as I said before, the raised lip of the methylated spirits burner will again fit through these slots here. So it's a pretty simple process. And as you can see, that's pretty well locked in. So again, the top will hold a number of different pots. Okay, next up we have another methylated spirits burner. This one's the Vargo Triad XE. Quite a unique little unit. It's got some very good features on it. However, a couple of downfalls that I'm not totally sold on. I do use it quite successfully, but with a couple of improvements I think this would be a real winner. So I said it's a methylated spirits burner. Just to compare it to your standard size, comes in lighter and smaller due to the fact it's got folding legs and a folding pot holder system. The weights on this, 42 grams, or so 1.5 ounces. The manufacturers say it's got about a 15-minute burn time. Now, it's simply in two parts. We've got the folding pot holders at the top and some folding legs at the bottom, which is what I really like about this setup. When we're using our traditional methylated spirits burner, they're good. They've got a flat base, so they're going to sit on anything, including rocks or ground. However, you do need some kind of system to hold your pot above it. With this Vargo, you don't. The methylated spirits area is removable, leaving you with the base area, a number of holes around the edge to get some good ventilation through. And basically your methylated spirits is poured in there. Top goes loosely on. As with everything, you'd prime it with a squirt of your alcohol on top, and away you go. It will hold, once again, some quite large pots. We've got the 3 stands up there. Here we go with the habilis bucket. They are fully adjustable for whatever pot size you're using. And I've used this stove with all of these, and certainly holds them up fine. Larger capacity, the solo stove, once again, no drums at all. And for absolute minimalists, yes, it will do the smaller mugs. Actually, so very lightweight, robust. The 15-minute burn time seems to be pretty standard. The downfall to this beast is once you've lit the actual stove part, there's no putting it out. As you'll be aware, with a standard metho burner, once you've be careful, this one's full. So you're just boiling a brew up and you've finished, there's still half a load of fuel left. You simply put the top on, that extinguishes the flame. With the Vargo, you can't do that. You basically got to let it burn out, which can be a waste of fuel. So one improvement I'd like to see, I think there is another model of this out. I'm not sure what modifications they've done on it. It'd be really good to see something similar to the standard alcohol fuels where you can actually extinguish the flame. But besides that, robust, not going to break on you, very lightweight, and by the simple fact of having these legs and a pot stand, unique. Really like this. Okay, and the last stove for review this morning, another Vargo. This time it's the Titanium Hexagon wood stove. This isn't dual fuel, this is basically wood only. It's a pretty unique piece of kit. I quite like this one as well. The weight's on this one, 116 grams or 4.1 ounces, so a little bit heavier than some of your others, but once you see it assembled, you'll see why I like it. It comes in a pretty robust Velcro carry case. This one, it's a number of smaller pieces, but they are all hinged already together, so unlike the Esbit, you don't have to fiddle around making it. Basically we have the base plate, which is, you can see here, hinged pretty well, with a lot of ventilation holes, which means you're going to get that really good airflow and air suction through. To assemble it, it's simply a matter of folding these sides out and around like so. Halfway around, there's another slot and groove. And likewise on the other side, leaving you with your door for your fuel. It is raised about a centimetre or so off the ground. Well, these are these feet, which again, lets you get some reasonable airflow go under it. I won't fire it up. You've all seen wood stoves in operation before. But as you can see, it does hold a quite a sizable fuel load. The added advantage, obviously, is the side is going to act as a heat shield. A windshield. So you're still going to get ample airflow through underneath, and also underneath the actual pot holders at the top. And being titanium, no issues whatsoever, no matter what size of pot you're going to use on it. So in an environment where you're going to be using wood, yeah, this is pretty good system. Well, there you have it, a quick review on some of the stove options I use. Now, if you had any questions on them, simply flick me a message, or I'm sure there'll be countless other reviews on these on YouTube. But once again, thanks for watching and happy trails.